Did you know that in 1996 a footballer played in the English Premier League who wasn't even a professional? His name was Ali Dia, apparently, and when Graham Souness was manager of Southampton, he signed Dia after getting a phone call recommendation from that year's Ballon d'Or winner, George Weah. Dia was apparently Weah's cousin, but Dia did not last long. He played just 42 minutes in a Premier League match before everyone realised that they had been duped and he was subbed off, never to be seen again. Now, Ali Dia was definitely a bad signing, but he isn't even in our top 10 list of worst transfers of all time that we're going to get into today. If you want to know who they are, click the like button, hit subscribe, turn the notifications on, go grab a nice cold beer, and let's get into it. Number 10, Gaizka Mendieta. At the turn of the century, Valencia were one of the best sides in Europe. They were constantly challenging for La Liga, they got close to Champions League glory and played a very entertaining brand of football. And in that side, Gaizka Mendieta was the beating. Expected the Spaniard to drive them forward in Serie A, but things just didn't work out. Mendieta found it hard to cope with the tactical nature of Italian football, scoring exactly 0 goals in 20 appearances. After just one season, Mendieta was loaned to Barcelona, and it never really worked out for him there either. The talented Spaniard eventually ending up at Middlesbrough, this time on a free transfer. Number 9, Andrei Shevchenko. Now, this is a tricky one to put in the list because everyone knows that Andrei Shevchenko was a great striker, possibly one of the greatest strikers to ever play the game. However, he does qualify as being one of the worst signings in football history, and that was when he signed for Chelsea in 2006. Chelsea owner Roman Abramovich personally ensured the Ukrainian striker's arrival from AC Milan, but there were rumours that current manager at the time, Jose Mourinho, did not want him. After averaging 25 goals a season at the San Siro, Shevchenko arrived with the reputation of being the most lethal striker in the game at the time. However, the 2004 Ballon d'Or winner struggled in England, managing just 9. Number 8, Danny Drinkwater. After guiding Leicester City to a surprise league triumph during the 2015-2016 Premier League campaign, Danny Drinkwater sealed a well-deserved move to Chelsea for roughly £35 million. It was a move that raised some eyebrows at the time, and those who raised their eyebrows were proven right in the end. The English midfielder's arrival gave hope to the Blues faithful who expected him to offer some stability in the middle of the park. Sadly though, things never worked out for the former Manchester United Academy graduate. He only made 12 league appearances in the following season and lost his way, eventually being involved in an infamous brawl in a Premier League 2 match in 2020, and in several unsavoury incidents such as pub fights and drunk driving. In the summer of 2021, Drinkwater was sent to Reading on loan. Number 7, Alexis Sanchez. In January 2018, Manchester United beat Manchester City to Sanchez's signing. The Chile international arrived at Old Trafford in a player swap deal that saw Henrik Mkhitaryan go to Arsenal. Alexis Sanchez was pocketing a rumoured £500,000 a week, and the former Barcelona man was meant to be the player who would turn his new club's fortunes around. Sadly though, his arrival and his wages were like an albatross around his neck as his form nosedived. After only 3 goals in 32 outings, Sanchez was sent to Inter Milan, where things didn't really improve much for him there either. Even though Sanchez arrived at Old Trafford on a free transfer, his astronomical wages and lack of end result definitely puts this up there as one of the worst transfers in football history. Number 6, Kepa Arrizabalaga. Now, when you pay £72 million for any player, you'd expect them to do at least half the job you signed them for. Now, Chelsea have made a series of bad investments in the past, but this could be one of their worst. They decided to sign Kepa after Thibaut Courtois left for Real Madrid, and Kepa was a promising goalkeeper, but he was far from the finished article you would expect for that sort of transfer fee. Now, after many unconvincing performances and famously refusing to be subbed off in the 2019 League Cup final, Kepa is now a regular fixture on Chelsea's bench. He is probably the most expensive bench-warming goalkeeper goalkeeper in football history, which means he definitely makes the list for being one of the worst transfers of all time. Number 5, Andy Carroll. Panic buys are never a good idea, and during the 2010-2011 campaign, Liverpool were forced to sell Fernando Torres to Chelsea. Arguably another bad investment by Chelsea, but we're going to focus on Liverpool here, as Liverpool believed Andy Carroll to be the perfect replacement for Fernando Torres. The striker had scored 11 goals in 19 games for Newcastle during that same season, so it was expected that with better service, the England international would hit the ground running at Anfield. As it turns out, Carroll's form was more of a rare phenomenon, and though he was troubled by injuries, he never looked good in a Liverpool jersey, scoring just 6 goals for them before joining West Ham United for a cut price deal of just £15 million 2 years later. Number 4, Ousmane Dembele. Arguably another panic buy. Following the departure of Neymar to PSG, Barcelona needed a capable replacement, and they needed it fast. They decided to splurge some cash on the French international when he was currently playing at Borussia Dortmund. For around 145 million euros, including add-ons, the Catalan Giants were getting a winger who was meant for great things. Sadly, it never worked out. Between 2017 and 2021, the Frenchman missed a whopping 85 games due to injury. Not just that, but Dembele's lifestyle was also not in line with that of a professional player. At the moment, as the time of recording this video, Dembele is likely to leave Barcelona as a free agent. Number 3, Philippe Coutinho. Barcelona have made some highly questionable decisions in the transfer market in recent years, and Coutinho has to be one of them. They've stopped relying on their fabled La Masia academy and instead poured money on expensive recruits. Coutinho, another example of that. The Brazilian left Liverpool halfway through the 2017-18 season for a rumoured £142 million. It was a dream move for the talented forward, but it soon turned into a nightmarish stint. Coutinho struggled with form and consistency and spent the 2019-2020 season on loan at Bayern Munich, where he would play a big role in knocking out his parent club from the Champions League. Seen as the eventual replacement for Neymar, it never happened, and Coutinho eventually ended up on loan at Premier League team Aston Villa. Number 2, Eden Hazard. A great player we know, but has to go down as one of the worst transfers in football history. Now, after years of chasing his signature, Real Madrid finally got their man, and they paid dearly for him. 100 million euros up front with another 46 million in add-ons. The Belgian was meant to be Cristiano Ronaldo's replacement. In fact, had the Spanish Giants waited for just a year, they could have got him for absolutely free. Hazard arrived pre-season with a bulging belly and further incurred the wrath of his fans after he was seen laughing with his ex-Chelsea teammates after they had knocked Real Madrid out of the Champions League in 2021. Hamstring issues have further ensured that Hazard had never had a sustained run in the starting 11, and at the time of recording this video, he has definitely struggled at the Bernabeu. Will he eventually become a success? It remains to be seen. Leave a comment and let us know. Number 1, Antoine Griezmann. A great player we know, but his transfer set in place a chain of events that has caused long-term damage to Barcelona. Barcelona signed him for 120 million euros, which many thought was a high price at the time, but there was an even higher price to pay in the long term. The worst part was that when Griezmann was signed, there was apparently no plan for where to play him, and it really unsettled the dressing room. The transfer fee and subsequent rages pushed the Catalan Giants closer to bankruptcy and set in motion a chain of events that led to the departure of club legend Leo Messi. Eventually, Griezmann had to be loaned back to Atletico Madrid, with it being expected that they will re-sign the Frenchman for just 40 million euros. So that is a signing that resulted in a 80 million euro loss, an 8-2 defeat in the Champions League to Bayern Munich, and also losing your legend Messi to PSG. Surely that has to be the worst transfer of all time. But what do you think? Are there any names we have missed out on this list? Leave a comment below to let us know. And if you enjoyed this video, remember to hit the like button and become a subscriber. And while you are here, we have more great videos just like this. So click the like button, click the video on the screen now, and we will see you in the next video.